Rachael reminded herself of the goals she had set. She knew that greatness required perseverance and hard work. She found a small room to rent in a modest neighborhood and took on odd jobs to make ends meet. She worked as a seamstress, a market vendor, and even a cook in a local eatery. Every day was a challenge, but Rachael remained focused on her goals. She knew that every step, no matter how small, brought her closer to her dreams. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Rachael's determination began to pay off. She saved every coin she earned and invested in learning new skills. She enrolled in evening classes to improve her literacy and numeracy, knowing that education was the key to unlocking her potential. She learned to navigate the complexities of city life, building relationships with those who could help her along her journey. Rachael's positivity and resilience became her greatest assets. Even in the face of setbacks and failures, she refused to give up. She knew that every failure was a lesson, an opportunity to grow and become stronger. She learned to embrace her mistakes, to view them as stepping stones rather than obstacles. Her unwavering belief in herself and her dreams kept her moving forward, even when the road ahead seemed uncertain. Lessons from failure. Despite her best efforts, Rachael faced numerous challenges in the city. There were times when she felt overwhelmed by the pressure to succeed, when her goals seemed out of reach. She experienced failures that shook her confidence, moments when she questioned whether she had made the right decision to leave her village. One such moment came when Rachael invested her savings in a small business venture. She had decided to open a tailoring shop using the skills she had learned from her mother. With high hopes, she rented a small space in the market and began working tirelessly to build her clientele. But the competition was fierce, and the customers were few. The business struggled to stay afloat, and Rachael soon found herself on the brink of financial ruin. The failure of her business was a devastating blow. Rachael felt defeated, her dreams slipping through her fingers. She considered giving up and returning to Nzolo, where life was simpler and the challenges less daunting. But deep down, she knew that greatness was not achieved without struggle. She realized that failure was not the end of her journey but a necessary part of it. With renewed determination, Rachael picked herself up and sought advice from those who had succeeded in the city. She learned that failure was not a sign of weakness but a badge of honor for those who dared to dream big. She analyzed what had gone wrong with her business, identifying the mistakes she had made and the lessons she could learn from them. Rachael decided to pivot her approach, using the knowledge she had gained from her failure to improve her chances of success. She began to network with other entrepreneurs, learning from their experiences and gaining valuable insights into the world of business. She realized that she needed to adapt to the needs of the market, to be flexible and innovative in her approach. With a newfound sense of purpose, Rachael relaunched her business, this time with a focus on custom designs and unique fabrics that set her apart from the competition. She marketed her services to a niche audience, catering to those who appreciated the quality and craftsmanship of her work. Slowly but surely, her business began to grow, attracting loyal customers who valued her dedication and skill. Building strong relationships. As Rachael's business flourished, she realized the importance of building strong relationships. She knew that success was not achieved in isolation, but through collaboration and support from others. She made it a priority to surround herself with positive, like-minded individuals who shared her vision and values. Rachael formed a close-knit network of friends and mentors, people who encouraged her, offered guidance, and provided opportunities for growth. She joined a local women's association, where she met other ambitious women who were also striving to achieve their dreams. Together, they shared their experiences, exchanged ideas, and supported each other through the challenges of city life. Through these relationships, Rachael learned the power of community. She realized that by helping others, she was also helping herself. She began to give back to the community, using her success to uplift those around her. She mentored young women who were just starting their journeys, offering them the same advice and support that had been given to her. Rachael's generosity and kindness did not go unnoticed. Her reputation as a successful entrepreneur and a compassionate leader spread throughout the city. She was invited to speak at events where she shared her story and inspired others to pursue their dreams. Her influence grew, and she became a respected figure in the community, a role model for others to follow. Taking care of herself. As Rachael's success continued to rise, she realized the importance of taking care of herself. The demands of running a business, building relationships, and giving back to the community were immense. She knew that in order to sustain her success, she needed to prioritize her well-being. Rachael made a conscious effort to balance her work with self-care. She practiced mindfulness and meditation, taking time each day to center herself and reflect on her journey. She continued to maintain her connection with nature, often retreating to the outskirts of the city where she could find peace and solitude. She also made it a priority to maintain her physical health. She followed the wisdom of her mother, using the herbs and remedies she had learned in her village to stay healthy and strong. She adopted a healthy diet, exercised regularly, and ensured that she got enough rest. She knew that her body was her greatest asset, and she took care of it with the same dedication she gave to her business. By taking care of herself, Rachael was able to maintain her energy and focus. She remained resilient in the face of challenges, able to navigate the ups and downs of life with grace and strength. Her commitment to self-care became a key factor in her continued success. As Rachael stood at the window of her successful tailoring shop, watching the sun set over the bustling city of Lubombo, she reflected on the incredible journey that had brought her here. From the humble village of Nzolo to the thriving businesswoman she had become, Rachael knew that none of it had been achieved alone. Her heart swelled with gratitude, not just for her accomplishments, but for the people who had believed in her when her path seemed impossible. Rachael made it a daily practice to thank those who had shaped her journey. She often thought of her mother, whose faith and unwavering love had given her the courage to step out into the world. She remembered the mentors who had shared their wisdom and the friends who had walked alongside her in times of failure and triumph. Most of all, she thanked God for His guidance, grace, and the strength He had given her to rise after every fall. In a quiet moment of reflection, Rachael whispered a prayer of thanks, her eyes lifted to the sky. As she closed her Bible on her desk, she smiled, knowing she had fulfilled the dream that once seemed so distant. Her final thought was simple, yet powerful. Greatness is never reached alone, and for every step forward, I owe a prayer of gratitude. God carried me through, and now, I stand where faith and hard work meet. To Him be the glory.